Hey friends, it's good to be with you all. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk through a few things that are going to help us as we prepare for our board meeting at the end of this month, April 2017. We've been doing a lot of work around looking at just who we are as Water's Edge and what it means to be the people that God has called us to be. And so I want to take a little bit of time to talk about what we've done, what we haven't done, what we're going to be doing this time together, and kind of how it all fits together. We've been using some different language and having some different processes, and it's time that we pull all that together so that we can all understand how these pieces fit. So for starters, I want to talk about what we've done. We met up in Baltimore to talk about what we are calling our social process. And we outlined 5 different words as we spent that time together that are our process. They explain how we do life together. Those are our core values. And those are mutuality, regular reflection, engagement, entrustment, and being replicable. Now, those words are not our vision words. There's an important distinction here, and we've had a little bit of confusion around this. And I know I've had a little bit of confusion myself, so I want to spell out the difference here. Those are values. That is kind of defining who we are right now. This is us, to take the title from a popular show right now. This is us. These 5 terms describe our social process, what we're doing right now, and what we value. These are the things that we want to continue to keep doing, and we're saying that yes, this is us, and we're going to hold these up as ways that we want to continue to be both now and moving forward. Now, we've moved on from there to talk about vision, and we've come up with a great vision statement, caught in the current of Jesus's overflowing love. And that statement is powerful in its briefness, in the picture that it paints, but it's also only a signpost for us because there's only so much information that you can convey. And so what we're moving towards from that vision statement, which is kind of a signpost, it's kind of an arrow pointing us towards the future, is a full vision statement painting a picture of what the future will be. And now there's one other tool that we've created already in our work last year in Norfolk when we met about this time last year. And those are our 2 vision templates. And those 2 templates are that we are going to be focused on what is called in the God Dreams book targeted transformation. And we're going to be focused on cultural replication. Now, let me break those each down before we talk about how we're going to use those. Targeted transformation is the statement that our vision, our picture of what we want Water's Edge to accomplish in the next 5, 10 years and beyond is about transforming a specific target. Now, that target for us is, as it has always been, the Chesapeake Bay area. So it's a geographic target. It's not a mistake that our primary communities right now are in Norfolk and in Baltimore along the Chesapeake Bay. And it's not a mistake that as we're dreaming and thinking about other areas God is called us to work in, that those are also areas in the broader Chesapeake Bay area. We are focused on that targeted transformation of the Chesapeake Bay. And so as we paint a picture of what our goals are in 5 to 10 years, they're going to be kind of bounded by that. That's one side of our vision that we want to transform this area. Now, the other side, or the other template that we've embraced, is what we call cultural replication. And this is part of one of the overflow templates. And the idea of an overflow template is that what God has done in us is going to bubble up and it's going to overflow and it's going to spread into the area, in our case, the targeted area of the Chesapeake Bay, to replicate the culture. And what is the culture? The culture, well, that's those 5 words, those 5 core values, our social process. That is kind of the epitome of our culture that we want to replicate. And there's more to it than that, but that is the simplest form of what our culture is about. And so we're saying we want to replicate that. We want to create more communities throughout the Chesapeake Bay area that have this culture that is based on mutuality and regular reflection and engagement and entrustment, and it's replicable. So the framework that Will Mancini's God Dreams books gives us helps us to figure out how do we, okay, we've got all these pieces, we've got our social process, we've got our vision statement, we've got our 2 templates, and those kind of create a frame for us as we figure out how are we going to paint a picture. And so our work this coming month is going to be around creating what's called a beyond the horizon picture or a beyond the horizon vision and a background vision. Now, a beyond the horizon vision is a 5 to 10 year long vision of what it is that we see these templates in our core values calling us to. And so I want to do 4 things with that vision. I want to, first of all, paint a picture. And so we are not going to be talking in abstract terms when we paint this picture. We're going to be talking very specifically about how we want to see, or how we believe God is calling us to see Water's Edge influencing the Chesapeake Bay region in our 5 to 10 year window. We want to problem cast and we want to solve. So what problem is out there that we are addressing and how are we going to solve it? What is it in Water's Edge that allows us to solve some of the communal and the spiritual and the individual problems that people are facing throughout the Chesapeake Bay region? We want to stir up people's hearts, in that we want, when people to read this, we want them to be excited. We want them to say, yes, this is valuable. This is something that I get and something that I want to be a part of. We want people's emotions to get engaged when they read this picture of where we believe God is calling us in the next 5 to 10 years. And finally, we want to make it God-sized. We want to say, this is something that we can't do without God sending the Holy Spirit to work in Water's Edge to do great things. We don't want to just come up with something we can do on our own because, well, we can be a 501c3 that parks faith at the door then. And that's not our call as people of faith who have come together to see God's church grow through the power of God's Spirit. So we're going to be working together to begin to paint that picture of what we're calling the beyond the horizon vision, the long-term vision. Now, one step nearer from that is the background vision, and that's at a 3-year level. What are the 4 top things that we need to be focusing on? So we're gonna split that up into 4 different areas that we need to be focused on over the next 3 years. And this is gonna be where we start to create some real tangible ways of moving forward as a board of directors, of saying, okay, here's an area we need to work on. And I'm not even going to throw out ideas right now because I don't want to influence where God takes us with this. But as we say, hey, this is something that's really important for us in the next 3 years. And so as we structure our board of directors and as we think about what are our next steps, we can say, okay, these are our 4 things. Who is called and equipped and gifted to work in each of these areas? And we'll then be able to create some actual plans for addressing each of those areas so that we're creating movement. We're not just painting the picture of some vision that we want to have out there and leaving it out there and saying, okay, God, go do that. But we're saying, God, this is our partnership with you. We are committed to bringing this to pass. So that's where we want to get. Now, there's 2 more steps in Mancini's model for visioning that bring it both to a 1-year level and then to a 90-day level. And we're gonna do that work as we continue to move forward, but that's not going to be our focus as we meet at the end of April in Norfolk. We really want to be able to get together our beyond the horizon vision and our background vision and create some groups to be able to work towards those things so that our board of directors is ever becoming more effective and more intentional in the ways that we are living towards the vision that God has called us to. So that's where we're at. That's what we've done, and that's what we're moving towards. I hope that this is helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, or you can contact Sandy, and I'll put our emails here on the screen as we finish up so that you can reach us. God bless you all. Please continue praying. We've got groups together that are hopefully meeting for prayer. Whether you're meeting with your group or on your own, hold up this time in prayer, hold up Water's Edge in prayer, because as we mentioned, we want a God-sized ministry that is working through the power of God's Spirit, not through our own ingenuity and creativity. Go with God, and I will look forward to seeing you all very soon. Peace.